Hey everyone, Vintage Fan Collector here, and today we have the 1983 Casablanca Panama 5 in traditional brown and polished brass. What's different about this from all the other videos is it has 4 blades, so basically just its original flywheel without an adapter, and it has a K4 light kit with the same shades. I've always wanted to do this combination. I've just been kind of busy and lazy. Both of those combined equals not a lot getting done, but since I got around to doing the Zephyr, I figured since I was going to put this back up anyway, that I would just throw it up in this configuration. I was going to do this video sooner, but I was going so fast because my dad needed to park his car before he went to bed, or his truck rather, since this is his parking spot. But you know, the neutral, I have pigtail extensions that go from the cord to the actual fan because I don't have enough lead wire in the cord I chose, and those were being stubborn and the wire nuts let go while I had put up the whole fan. I didn't have time or energy to take the whole thing down and do that, so I did that after school yesterday, and I'm just getting around to doing a video today. So anyway, without further ado, I'll go ahead and demonstrate the light kit. So I changed out the pull chain to something that doesn't get stuck all the time. A newer pull chain that hasn't even been used yet. And we'll start off the fan with low. So again, I'm doing the garage door open because I have yet to discover a good lighting system. I'm thinking about buying like a halogen work light or an LED work light. Halogen would be cheaper. I have one in the attic, I just have to go get it down. But I think I want a 4 corners lighting system. So yeah, I thought about that. But for now, for daytime videos, I'll just have this done, like this, in the spotlight on the floor for some added illumination. So yeah, this thing is a really nice low speed with 4 blades. It looks a lot nicer, and I prefer it with 4. It also does not wobble. Here's medium. And older 3-speed conversion kits were high, medium, low from Switchco, I believe. If you bought it from Casablanca, I believe it was low, medium, high. But most people back then just bought it from Switchco. So yeah, bearings are still bad on this. I need to determine if it's the top or the bottom. It's probably both or the top. Some will dispute, like you know, Tommy thinks that that heat doesn't rise and heat wouldn't dry up the top bearing first, because Tommy doesn't science. But scientifically speaking, and from experience of the person who's training me at my job, who has been working with fans for about 35 years now, he says, and from his experience, that the top bearing will go bad first because heat rises, so it'll dry up the grease first. Gravity would keep the bottom bearing intact longer, like with grease, as well as there's less heat. So yeah, there's that. And then high speed. So this probably is a Switchco board. I haven't paid attention to it. I've opened it up obviously to change the light kit. I just never really paid attention to what type of board it is. I would assume it's Switchco. And my other take of this, since this is probably like my 3rd or 4th take, which is generally what happens with my videos lately, is I'll end up having like bloopers and such that I delete. But as you can notice, there is a very small and faint wobble as opposed to a Very noticeable wobble, which is very nice. I am happy. And it also feels like it moves a little more air, which would make sense, because that's how wheels are. And it does go faster. The flywheel is probably warped because of the weight of the 5-blade adapter. It's actually metal. It's not that heavy, but it's probably heavy enough to put these very flexible early... See, this was their patented silent flex flywheel that they did in like 1981. This is the K55 flywheel that they made, and it's an innovative and different flywheel than the K63 one because the shaft size and bearing size is different and whatnot. But yeah, so this is the first generation of a silent flex, and they're very, very, very flexible, but they almost never break. Despite being very flexible, these flywheels from 1981 to 1983 are some of the strongest flywheels Casablanca ever made. The second strongest would probably be the 1983, like late 1983 to 1987 ones, or 1986. And then the weakest, but they're still not that weak, I mean they don't break as often as people claim, is the 1987 to 1996 flywheels. They did get a slight redesign after that when Hunter bought Casa and they went overseas to Taiwan. Here's off. But yeah, you know, the Casablanca flywheels from Taiwan seem to not be that bad. There are less of them broken, so it was just the 1987 to 1987 was still 4 only and 5 only. 1988 was the 4-5 flywheels, but they still use the same rubber, so they both break just as much. It depends on how you treat them. Like, normally, from normal use, they don't break that often. It's when you do something stupid to the fan that they break. Like, hit the blades really hard, or lean them on their blades. I hate when Sellers and Habitat does that. Things like that. I had to take this down. I took this down with the blades on because I didn't want to have to go through the process of taking them off and putting them back on when I was quickly wiring it up after school before my mom got home. But it's not that I'm not allowed to do fans, it's just that I don't think she would have been happy with me not having any homework done and messing with that. That's the reason. But yeah, so pretty much, wow, this has a longer spin down than I thought it would, considering the bearings. Anyway, so those are the flywheels and you know how they work. So these ones are very flexible, so that being said, over time if they're run in the same direction, they can kind of make a slanted effect like Delta 2 or Turbo Zephyr's vents, where they're like slanted kind of. This one is like that. It seems to have only ran forward it's pretty much its whole life. I'm not going to show it in reverse because I really don't think that's necessary, and my best friend wants to video chat with me later, so she's more important than doing a lengthy video. I'm just trying to do the basics, and yeah. That being said, I'm not going to do close-ups because we pretty much know what the fan looks like. I'll just do zoom close-ups. I'll be lazy. So I'll loosen up all the various things on my tripod. There's the light kit. Standard 4-arm ring light kit, clearly K4. And then, ooh, the blades. These are very nice walnut blades. And then that's how a fan normally would look. And you can see in there the flywheel will focus. Okay, you can kind of see it now that it is slanted and leaning. The teeth are leaning. Well, that pretty much concludes the video, y'all. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy.